Would I be the asshole if I told my friend that I was the anonymous person who paid his vet bills? A few years ago, my friend George had a lot of debt and couldn't afford for his dog to have surgery. He finally was going to do it and pay for it on credit cards. The morning of the surgery, I called the animal hospital and paid for everything and told them to please keep it anonymous. I had offered my friend before, and he was too proud to accept. A few weeks later, I saw him, and he brought it up and asked if it was me. My boyfriend at the time, now ex-boyfriend John, immediately jumped in with a, "Yes, we paid it." John made a big showing of it and definitely insinuated that he had made the decision to pay and paid most if not all of the cost. In reality, he had paid zero, and also was pretty against how I spent my own money. I didn't say anything at the time, as it would have been awkward, and I already felt uncomfortable since I was planning to be anonymous forever. It's years later now. I still see George and John through our mutual friends once in a while. George will still bring up to John how grateful he is for him covering the medical bills that time, and John is always saying something like, "It's my pleasure." This really bothers me. I know I was planning to be anonymous, so it shouldn't bother me, but I feel like John is taking credit for something he had not earned. So much time has passed that I think I might be an asshole to bring it all up again the next time this happens. I feel very small inside for even caring. WIBTA? Not the asshole. I think you should tell not just to take credit, not even to take credit, but because who knows how John is holding this over George, or cashing in on his generous reputation to manipulate other people. If he's slimely enough to do this, he's probably slimy enough to pull a "you owe me, bro" at any opportunity. Even if he's not doing this, George might really be putting himself out to make it up to this snake. I would want to know if a friend of mine sucked this much. Not the asshole. Next time, just ask John how much exact he contributed. Let George know that you paid for all of it but wanted to remain anonymous, but it's time John stopped taking credit for something he didn't do, and let John know that you are happy to get the receipt to prove it, and he needs to stop claiming he did this, as he made it clear to you that he didn't want you to contribute at all. Tell George it's water under the bridge. He should pay it forward if THR opportunity ever comes up, and you would like him to accept the gesture and stop brining it up. WIBTA. There's nothing wrong with setting the record straight in a case like this. But don't do it unless you have rock-solid documentation that you're the one who paid, and please realize that George may not respond the way you hope. If it were me, I'd bring it up privately with George when John's not around. This needs to get to him, thought a third party. Someone else that brings up, "It is amazing that X did that all those years ago." And he will correct the record on the spot, to which that person can say, "Oh, she did not want you to know it was her at the time. I am sure she is over her secrecy about it now." He will seek you out, or at the very least know, and this will be done. I think you should get a trusted friend to tell George the truth. I'm torn on this one. Part of me wants you to set the record straight here. Yet, the other part says to leave it alone. You know the truth. But, man, how good would it feel to put John in his place? Am I the asshole for leaving early and telling exactly why? Mini update at the end for these who asked. /_____________________________________________________________________________________________________________/ underscore backslash 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 underscore. I, 26F, am friends with Rick, 27M, for about 7 years. We were never romantically involved. We called each other brother and sis, and that's how I saw him. We never saw each other much IRL because we live far apart. As time went on, we both met our current partners. From the start, Donna, 26F, seemed to hate me. When we first met, she told me I look ugly, but also had a meltdown about me wanting to steal her guy. I tried to be understanding their relationship was new, and she probably felt insecure. After that, I kept my distance. For next 3 years, we saw each other only a few times in group settings. During one of them, she joked that I was undesirable to men. I ignored it again, thinking she was just insecure. A few weeks ago, Rick invited me to visit them. I was excited and hoping that me and Donna would finally be on friendly terms. I arrived Friday evening, and Rick immediately assumed we are going to a pub to get hammered. I asked for a chill evening at home, instead just the three of catching up. I mentioned being excited to finally get to know Donna, but she asked me, "Why would you want that?" Then asked me if I'm testing her. It just went downhill from there. The entire weekend, Donna barely spoke to me. She asked Rick, "Does she want a coffee?" while I stood right there, ignoring my answer unless he repeated it. They never asked what I wanted to do. They just told me their plans and expected me to follow. Rick and I also seemed to have drifted apart. Our conversations were just awkward small talks. At one point he literally said he doesn't have anything else to say to me. I also repeatedly asked for a place to put my things, but they never gave me one, so I ended up with my backpack in the hallway and stuff on the floor. The last straw came when Rick announced we're going to a pub with Donna and her friend because they had a rough week, and he owes them since we stayed at home last night. He also mentioned the pub allows smoking inside. Again informing, not asking. At that point I decided I just want to go home. I absolutely hate places with smoke. I don't want to drink. Donna and her friend couldn't care less if I joined them, and Rick's only concern is making it up to Donna. So why would I go to a place I would hate with people who won't talk to me? I said my goodbyes and returned home, 5 hours traveling. The next day, they called to ask what happened. I calmly explained that I felt unwelcome and uncomfortable. I'd even prepared a few written notes so I could be polite and clear. Donna got furious and started screaming, raising her voice and saying, "Sorry that my family is D/ing. Sorry that I hate myself," and much more. Rick told me I crossed a line, and we ended the call. I later texted him saying that if they were going through something, I would have understood, they just had to say so. My boyfriend says I did a good thing. But Donna seems to have some issues which I triggered. If I'm even friends with Rick at this point. Am I the asshole? Backslash underscore 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 edit. Thank you all so much. I was quite confident I did the right thing, but then I started overthinking. Your kind comments mean a lot to me, love. I decided not to block Rick, but not contact him ever again unless he does the first step. Then I'll read what he has to say and we'll go from there, but maybe he won't text either, and then it's solved. To all who called this fake or AI because I use weird words or weird names, names are obviously fake, and I randomly choose names of characters in TV shows that had the right vibe for these people. Also, English is not my first language. Please just correct me, and don't call me AI lol. And to these who called it fake because they would remove themselves from the situation earlier or didn't go at all, I applaud you for your incredible ability to stand up for yourself. I've been the biggest doormat most of my life, and even though I can speak up, sometimes, nowadays, it's really new for me. That's probably part of the reason why I wrote this post in the first place. I'm not used to upsetting people this way. Backslash underscore 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 backslash underscore. Edit 2. So Rick texted me and it's not great. I don't think it's interesting enough for an update post. Just bunch of listed reasons why many things are my fault. He actually told me some of my points were valid, but mostly he's just upset that I triggered Donna. I'm too tired for this drama. I'm gonna log out now. Thanks again, guys, for everything. Not the asshole. These people are unstable. Drop them like yesterday's bricks. Not the asshole. You're right, Donna has issues. Her issues are that she's an asshole and needs to be checked into a mental institution. Why would they expect you to stay with them after the entire time you were there? They treated you like crap. I would not concern yourself with how those assholes view you. Just cut them off. I agree with every commenter. Dump Rick as a friend. The only thing I would add is, what has Rick been saying about you to Donna before you met to drive her over the edge? It seems to me Rick's is the one causing trouble. Time to not talk to these loons anymore. Yikes. Why on earth did he invite you? So strange. These aren't friends. Not the asshole, but they sure are. Not the asshole. Honesty was certainly the best policy here. If she has issues with you, she should have brought them up clearly and sooner. People naturally drift apart, and it sounds like Rick is picking Donna and all of her insecurities over your friendship. I'd keep the lines open with him, and fingers crossed he calls you when they break up. I suspect there isn't much underneath all the hostility to get to know about Donna. Not the asshole. This friendship has run its course. Lying would have created more drama later. Leaving early and being honest was the only clean option here. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my mom move in with me, even though she says she has nowhere else to go? My name is Mark, 26 years old. I finally got my own apartment last year after saving for years. It's a small one-bedroom place, nothing fancy, but it's mine and it's the first time I've ever really had privacy. My mom, she is 52 years old, recently broke up with her boyfriend and had to move out of his house. She called me crying, saying she didn't have anywhere to go, and asked if she could stay for a few weeks. Of course, I said yes, she's my mom. But it's been 4 months. She hasn't looked for a new place, doesn't help with groceries, and has started treating my apartment like it's hers. She rearranged my furniture, keeps commenting on my food choices, and even tried to throw away some of my stuff because it looked old. I've gently brought it up a few times, but every time I do, she gets emotional and says things like, "Wow, after all I did for you, now you're kicking me out." Or, "You'd let your own mother be homeless?" Last week, she invited 2 of her friends over while I was at work without even asking. I came home to people sitting on my couch drinking wine. That's when I told her we needed to set a deadline for her to move out. She cried and said I've changed, and that she can't believe how cold I've become. My sister thinks I'm being heartless, but she lives 2 hours away and isn't offering to take Mom in either. I love my mom, but I just can't live like this anymore. I'm starting to feel like a guest in my own home. Am I the asshole for asking my mom to move out even though she says she has nowhere to go? Not the asshole. She does have somewhere to go, sister's house. Or how about those friends who were drinking wine on your sofa? Or her own place? She's had 0 rent for 4 months equals she should have a nice deposit saved up for a rental. She has overstayed, overstepped, and underperformed. Blame the landlord. Tell her she is not on your lease, and needs to leave, as you are allowed guests, but she is no longer a guest, and you are now potentially violating your lease, and could be kicked out. Good news. Your sister just volunteered to take your mom in. Not the asshole. If you have a car, then drop her off at your sister's place. Does your landlord know that you have an extra occupant in your apartment? Whether she does or not, I'd tell your mom that you're in violation of your lease, and that she'll have to stay in a motel rentable by the week until she finds something else. Definitely not the asshole. Your mom has nowhere to go, because she hasn't looked for where to go in 4 months. I think she's quite comfortable at your place. She's making it hers, and she's very comfortable not paying for a thing. And she's guilt-tripping you. If you want my honest opinion, this will go bad for you. She might even say that you're the one that needs to find another place, because she made your home hers. If I was in your shoes, I'd give her a deadline. She's going to guilt-trip you over and over, and you can answer her is not healthy for anyone that you 2 live together. That she needs her own space to do whatever she likes, and you also need your space. Am I the asshole for telling my mom that she's being unreasonable? My 31M, uncle, 73, passed away, leaving everything to his roommate, 71M. My mom, 60, is still very upset about this. She has been for a month now, saying there must have been some sort of undue influence. I told her that they lived together for 45 years. There's nothing weird about the will because of that. He can leave his money and stuff to whoever he wants. But then my mom said she'll contest it. She kept asking me to talk to my friend, who's a lawyer, to see if he knows anyone who specializes in this field, so I told her she's being unreasonable. She got very angry at me. My dad said I shouldn't judge her when she's still struggling with the loss of her brother. Oh dear. Did Mum not realize that her brother was gay? Roommate equals partner. Uncle left his estate to his life partner. Definitely not the asshole. Not the asshole. Clearly the roommate was your uncle's life partner of more than 4 decades. So yeah, Mom needs to back off. She can try to contest it if she wants, but I can't see how it would be anything other than a waste of money. My great-aunt had a roommate like that after her husband's death. Sometimes stories like this are a nice reminder of the progress society has made, even if it doesn't always feel that way. Roommate, more likely partner. She needs to back off. Not the asshole. She's struggling with her sense of entitlement, not her loss, or she wouldn't be threatening to contest the will. Sorry for your loss. Not the asshole. His roommate or his partner/SO/husband. In any case, your mother's being an asshole. Judge her. She wants to fuck someone else over in their grief. Opie, not the asshole. Not the asshole. She can mourn her brother perfectly well without his money. Whatever his relationship with his roommate was, it was obviously close, and he wanted to take care of the guy when he was gone. You made the right call.